The Disney List has arrived. Disney List time, where we, share a list of things that we like, maybe are a little critical of in the theme parks. Today it is all about Walt Disney World, and more specifically, Magic Kingdom. What does Magic Kingdom Park do better than Disneyland Park? If you are new to our show, if you've never seen the previous video, we've done a what Disneyland does better than Magic Kingdom. Now it's time to talk what Magic Kingdom does better than Disneyland. So let's dive into it. Let's see what the team thinks. We're going to start here with our very own Tyler Crouch to ask, what specifically does Magic Kingdom do just a smidge better than Disneyland Park?
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge.
You know.
A little smidge.
I thought long and hard. One of them was easy this week for me. The other one, not so easy.
Oh.
So let's start with the easy one first. And so for me, there's so many attractions that have the same name at Disneyland and Disney World, but, you know, they may be a little bit better at one park or the other.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think about, you know, what is maybe the best example of a ride that surpasses its counterpart, I think to myself, Haunted Mansion, personally.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
So for me, now
Even
maybe the
without
only...
the Hatbox Ghost?
Yeah, you know, the Hatbox Ghost is amazing, and you know, over at Disneyland, and they've even said there's going to be more new magic when we go back to Disneyland. So you know, maybe I'll change my mind coming up here. We'll see. But for now, you know, I think the only thing that I like more about Disneyland's is the exterior. I love the exterior of the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, but everything else for me, you have in Magic Kingdom, you have extra show scenes, you know. And it almost seems like when you first get on the ride, you're like, oh, this seems smaller than Disneyland's because you're getting on and there's like not the hall, you know, you don't have the immediate hallway with the portraits and things like that. But you get on the ride and then you see the portraits. They actually take your picture, which is always fun. You don't get to have your picture at Disneyland. So they take your
Maybe
picture.
that'll be the new edition.
Maybe there will be. Oh my goodness, maybe. Yeah, this may make no sense a couple weeks from now, a few weeks from now. Anyway, yeah. So then you kind of continue down the hallway. There's like the Shadow Man playing the organ.
That's a really
and there's
cool
the
part.
staircases that are
the
like,
shoes.
you know, yeah, that are like going all which way. What is that? Like Escher? Is that the artist that did the staircase? MC Escher?
I have no idea.
Anyway,
I didn't know there was a signature artist that did the staircase.
Yeah, the staircase.
That's my favorite
thing.
scene.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I love it. And you know, it's just cool that they have all these extra things. And then at the end, the hitchhiking ghosts. You know, they have this little special animated thing, and they have these computers that the camera is like tracking your face. And so they can like switch your head with somebody else's head, or they could just take your head off completely.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like all this cool stuff that they do that they don't do in Disneyland. And so for the fact that it's a little bit longer and that it has these kind of cool little effects, yeah, it doesn't have a Hatbox Ghost, but I still think that Disney World's is a little bit better than Disneyland's.
Wowzers. How about
That's
that?
cool.
I was not anticipating this.
Yeah, and the other thing about it too is like you can't say one of them is necessarily like the original because they're both being built at the exact same time.
Uh-huh.
So like, you know, you can't be, you know, a lot of things at Disneyland you'd be like, well, that's the original. So but you can't really do that with Haunted Mansion. They both are being built back to back, so it, you know, obviously one came before the other, but they were so similar that anyway.
Yeah.
On to the next one. The next one for me is going to be, and this was like tough for me, but I'm going to say space. I just think that the amount of space.
I meant like space.
Space.
The
clouds.
Yeah, right.
The final frontier. No, but just like every single walkway at Magic Kingdom is like twice as large as any counterpart walkway at Disneyland, and so when you first get to Magic Kingdom and you look out at the hub and everything like that, it's massive. I mean, you could probably fit 2 Disneyland hubs into one Magic Kingdom hub if I had to guess, but it's just incredible how large Magic Kingdom really is.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, to me, it's the amount of space, and not to say you can necessarily spread out, because even if you go there, you know, I mean, there's never really a dead time anymore, unfortunately. Sure. I mean, with the COVID stuff, yeah, you could spread out a little more, but just imagine though if we had a theme park that was the exact size of Disneyland with the Magic Kingdom crowds. I mean,
oh my God,
it would be at capacity every day.
I wouldn't like going.
No, it would no, yeah. So I mean, it's nice to have a lot of extra space. Now what they really need to do is tear out that flying carpet ride over in Adventureland, because that
Oh.
thing
Oh yeah, that's the
Because
the
that thing-
bottleneck.
is it's like they always put in a spinner ride at the worst place possible. Like,
I think that was like their point, right? The Imagineers were like, okay, let's bottleneck somewhere.
Let's
put
create
it
Yeah.
here.
traffic flow
Yeah.
problems in this land.
somebody,
right here.
yeah, exactly. Somebody looked at the map and was like, "This park is perfect." No, wait. There's no place for the traffic to bunch up over here, so got to build that anyway.
It has to be an Adventureland,
Yeah.
just like Disneyland. It has to get choked.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I mean, I think the amount of space is a big deal, and it feels like there are places in Magic Kingdom where you can have like a quiet moment, which is not necessarily the case at Disneyland.
Mhm.
So, yeah, those are my two things: Haunted Mansion and just the amount of space.
Yeah, no, great ones to pick from, and certainly two that might say I agree with. I do feel like the Haunted Mansion out there, especially with more scenes, especially with Halloween when it comes around and the Halloween parties at Magic Kingdom. They get to use the Haunted Mansion in a way that our Haunted Mansion at Disneyland doesn't get to use. And there's performers, and you've got your, ladies from inside that are of the ghost caliber, as well as butlers that are of the ghost caliber. So I do appreciate both of those. Let's jump out to the Magic Kingdom now, where our Walt Disney World reporter Garrett Hassel standing by with what tops his list when it comes to what Magic Kingdom does just a smidge better than Disneyland.
So it's actually happening right now.
Is
and I'm
it?
going to turn the camera around. And I think Disney World does a much better job at parades and
It's Tinkerbell.
shows overall. They got Tinkerbell going along right there.
Hi, Tink.
Yeah, bye Tink. Yeah, but overall, from my background in, sorry, let me reset my camera.
Jeez, oh my gosh, I'm so sick to my stomach now.
Okay,
Oh.
all right. So overall, I love the performances that happen, whether it's on the stage. And granted, you don't have the stage that Magic Kingdom has at Disneyland, but I think the performances and shows and parades that happen here are more spectacular just because you have the size and you have the grandeur of Cinderella Castle right here to make it look all that much more bigger. Like this area in the castle right here is just simply incredible. The ability to walk through a castle and see it, a beautiful mosaic, go into Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and then you're in the heart of Fantasyland. It definitely has more show and grandeur than its Disneyland counterpart. So that's my first one. Finding a second one here is quite challenging, but I would have to say it sounds weird, but the wide walkways here, for the most part, except for Adventureland, are pretty spectacular because you have room for everyone to, watch parades go by, walk into the castle, versus, that narrow drawbridge that they have at Disneyland. Even Main Street here is a little wider, but it's a lot shorter. So it's wider, but not as long. But the walkways here are great for, getting crowds through. There's also evac route A, B, and C that they have where they open up more walkways to get people through. But that's really all I can say in terms of Magic Kingdom being better, because I think majority of the time Disneyland's better in terms of attractions, food, and just overall design. But that castle and the shows and the parades, it's quite amazing out here.
Producer Kurt, do you have anything that comes to mind when it comes to what Magic Kingdom might do a little better than Disneyland?
So for me, the biggest one is how their lines are structured. I feel so more engaged at Magic
Yeah.
Kingdom than I do here over at Disneyland. And I feel like they have stuff going on in the lines and everything else. Like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, they have that little gems going down the river.
Pays to have that room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It
That's
really
gone
does.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did they take it out?
Yeah.
Oh.
They just
Why?
put like just gem colored things though. But I did love that though.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
to
they
admit.
also have the spinning gems that you have that put
Yeah.
the Seven Dwarfs on there. And same for
That's the best.
like Space Mountain, they have like those little shooting like asteroids thing.
Yeah.
I just feel more
Winnie
engaged.
the Pooh and the honey wall.
Yeah,
They got rid of that too.
Well, I'm just gonna stop talking then.
No, but you are right though. You
Yeah.
are very right. Yeah.
Well, so that's
He's
the
like,
major.
well, forget it.
I stopped doing the show for a little bit. And I'm just gonna.
No,
just,
you're right though. You are right. That's a very smart
No,
one.
but
That's a
their
very,
cues
that's
are
a
the
very
best
smart one.
though.
yeah. I just like the cues. There's just more going on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the second thing for me is the castle. I just
Yeah.
love that castle.
Mm.
I love Cinderella's castle.
That wow
Picturesque,
factor is
man.
something
Yeah.
else.
With those
yeah.
clouds,
Mm.
Yeah,
with the castle.
Yeah, and I
I
remember
agree.
the first time I went to Disney World and Magic Kingdom, and I saw that castle. It's just an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
And then coming back to Disneyland afterwards, the castle just seems so small in
Right.
comparison. It
Yeah.
just doesn't feel the same.
I think especially seeing it from a distance, the way that they can build up the approach. That's one of my favorite things about Magic Kingdom is you can see that castle from miles away upon
Mhm.
approach, and you can't do that at Disneyland. It's all so tightly packed. But that approach, even when you're on the watercraft and you're trying to come in via say monorail, even on the roadways, you can see that castle over the tops of everything, and it's just so inspiring. It's so exciting. Gets every child on board just as giddy as me. It's a thrilling thing to see. Katrina, what tops your list?
I do have to say like something about the castle though.
Yeah.
I always say that when I go to Disney World, I always get emotional just because it is it's just so big and like you can see it from afar away, right? You get off the plane, we're going in a car, we're parking, you can see like the little tip and you get excited and then you finally get in there and you see this like beautiful view and then you just like my breath gets taken away every single time and I always cry. And then so it's like then you go to Disneyland, but it's like seeing like your mom and dad is like going to Disneyland for me. Like I love them and I know they're always going to be there for me. But then like going to Disney World, it's like seeing like a relative that I haven't seen in a long time, like my grandma in Italy.
What a great way to put it.
Like, and then you just get so excited to see it, and then
Yeah.
I just get like overwhelmed with emotion. You know what I mean?
We know you cry the moment you hit Main Street. You see the castle.
Man,
I've seen video
those
of it.
videos. It's so great.
there.
And Tyler's always there being like waiting for me to cry. Anyway, but my two, there's a common theme going around here.
Yeah.
Crowd control.
Right.
Yeah. The wider walkways, how they're able just to maneuver us around. I mean, we're like cattle to them. So they're just like, you go here and we're all like, moo, and then we like move into this like another, and we like go into this other walkway. But how they do it is so great because it's seamless. And at Disneyland, they have like the two walkways and like on each side, but they don't open it a lot when there is crowd problem and it's like finally maybe the side area might be open and you're like huzzah finally, and then you're able to like zoom and get to Tomorrowland faster. And at Disney World they know to keep those sides open, so there's like mobility around. So I agree with everybody, crowd control. But wider walkways, great job.
Pretty cool to have, in recent years, them create all of that additional parade viewing, fireworks.
The grass
viewing,
area is
and-
really beautiful,
Oh,
that
gosh,
they
it's
created.
perfect.
It's like very picturesque. You can like, I always like imagine like, oh, it'd be so nice to have like a picnic outside and just, it'd be so romantic. And then you think about the weather and the humidity, and you're like, a great idea.
And the bugs.
And the bugs,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm okay. But I mean, that's just like a great, beautiful area
Absolutely.
to have viewing and like that cool picture shot that they have with the castle. Like I wish we had that, but I mean, it looks way better at Disney World. And then my second one is fireworks.
Oh,
They're just so beautiful. Again, they have their own property. They're able to do the fireworks the way they want them to. I mean, I feel like rain or shine, they will do the fireworks no matter what in Disney World.
yeah.
That's
And
true.
at Disneyland, it's like, did my hair move? Oh, no fireworks. Not at all. Nope. Sorry.
There was a breeze.
There was a little
We're done.
breeze. We can't do it. And then everybody's just like, gets up in arms and they
Mhm.
get upset. And that's like what things you need to know about Disneyland is like they can't, like the fire department comes in and then they have to say yay or nay for the fireworks that night.
Yeah.
And I know like if they have them ready, they have to fire them off after a couple days, like this, not the next day, but the very next day.
Yeah. There's.
They
a
have to
launch.
fire it off
Yeah.
anyway. So, but again, like if you go and you're like, your heart's set on fireworks, prepare yourself at Disneyland because it may not happen. But at Disney World, it definitely will happen. I feel like only once did they ever delay fireworks, and that was at Epcot. And that was
Yeah,
like, the only time they ever delayed
And
it.
I think they did it for like lightning. But
Yeah, and there was like lightning problems.
Yeah.
So
Good
that's
cause.
completely different than winds. But anyway, so yeah, and then like when they do like the special one, that's like the one, not the 180, but it's pretty wide fireworks
Yeah.
that they have for like the holidays.
The
and
one
stuff.
that wraps around
Yeah.
the whole property.
Oh my,
and, yeah.
it's mind blowing. And like from there, you have you have to make a reservation at California Grill
Yeah.
and see it from a different point of view. If you have never seen it before, you may not see like the cool projections on the castle, but they pipe in the music on the inside and outside. So if you have like a late night reservation, I feel like they do say like if you have a reservation at night, you can come back to view it outside on the patio.
You can do that.
Or on the balcony that they have. But just to see how far it spans on those special fireworks, it blows your mind.
To be up that high, to be able to see it all must be
It's
incredible.
so great. And then we've done like time lapses from up California Grill to see like the parade, like not the parade, but the fireworks and stuff. It's really great. I've gotten like really great photos from there, especially when like over Space Mountain, they have like a really like sometimes like the fireworks over there it's just really picturesque. And also they have really big ones. They're like just humongous fireworks that you just can't have at Disneyland.
Yeah, they do feel
your heart will move because of how big the boom is. Like you're just like, oh my god, what the hell? Yeah.
That boom was big.
That boom was
big.
It's great. I mean, the only time you'll feel the boom is when you're on like Small World or something in Disneyland, and then you'll feel it.
Shake, rattle, and roll, as they say. Oh my gosh. Well, you let us know what you think when it comes to the Magic Kingdom having a leg up on Disneyland. What tops your list? Leave it in the comment section down below. Make sure if you haven't already, give this video a big thumbs up. We always appreciate it, and we're always looking out for your perspective.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.